For centuries, her name was buried beneath the grandeur of her male counterparts. Her likeness was defaced, her monuments shattered, her story all but erased from the scrolls of time. But the sands of Egypt never forget. And now, in 2025, cutting-edge archaeology and digital reconstructions have begun to restore the truth behind one of history's most enigmatic and powerful women, Hatshepsut, the first true female pharaoh of Egypt. Textbooks have long portrayed her as a masterful politician, a strategic ruler who disguised herself as a man to maintain order. But that was only the surface. What lay beneath her royal regalia was a life far more complex, intimate, and dangerous than historians ever dared to admit. Thanks to new findings from a sealed chamber in el-bahari, the very temple she built for herself, we now glimpse the untold secrets of her personal life, of forbidden love, hidden rituals, and the private habits of a woman who defied an empire. The story began with a fragment. Deep within a lesser-known corridor of her mortuary temple, archaeologists uncovered a hidden chamber concealed behind a false wall. Inside were dozens of personal artifacts, cosmetic jars, handwritten papyri, and an unmarked alabaster box sealed with wax. This was not a burial cache. This was a vault of memory, deliberately hidden, as if meant for someone to find only when the world was ready to understand her. The most shocking discovery was a scroll, fragile, perfumed, and bound in silk. It was a diary. Not a state record, not a proclamation. It was Hatshepsut's own voice. In the flowing hieratic script, she spoke of loneliness, of the crushing isolation of being a woman in a man's throne. She confessed her longing for a soul she called the architect, believed by scholars to be Senenmut, her chief advisor and the man behind many of her grandest monuments. For decades, Egyptologists speculated about the relationship between Hatshepsut and Senenmut, the intimacy of their inscriptions, the hidden tomb he built beneath her temple, the way his name appears beside hers in places no commoner should belong. But this scroll confirmed what no one dared to say aloud. They were lovers, passionate, but secret, dangerous. In her own words, she described him as the one who saw me not as a king nor queen, but as a woman. She wrote of moonlit meetings in her garden, of shared dreams to reshape Egypt, not through conquest, but through legacy. Yet, love came at a price. In another document, she detailed how whispers of their union reached the priesthood and how her legitimacy was threatened by those who saw her affection as weakness. Her solution was brutal. 3 high priests were found dead under mysterious circumstances during the 12th year of her reign, deaths long attributed to political rivals. But in her writings, she hints they were removed intentionally. She wrote, "They threatened my name, and I shall not be unmade."
Please do well to like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't, as an encouragement for more of this kind of content.
This revelation has shattered long-held beliefs about Hatshepsut's rule being bloodless. Behind her temple's serene colonnades and lush botanical imports from Punt was a ruler who was prepared to do whatever was necessary to survive and protect the one person she loved in secret. But there was more. Alongside the scrolls were several small vials. When tested, they were found to contain rare oils, blends of myrrh, lotus, and blue chamomile. Not for embalming, these were perfumes, custom crafted. Further chemical analysis showed hormonal compounds linked to contraceptive herbs used in ancient medicine. Hatshepsut had created a personal regimen, a mix of self-care, pleasure, and subtle control. She was not just Pharaoh. She was a woman who understood the power of her own body. Her habits defied convention. She bathed in milk from white cows imported from Nubia, believed to preserve youth. She slept with her head north-facing always to hear the whispers of the gods, she wrote. And every morning, she painted her eyelids with crushed lapis lazuli, not just for beauty, but as a ritual she believed kept evil spirits at bay. Her regalia was not just political. It was magical armor, layered with intention. And yet, in her final writings, the tone shifted. She foresaw betrayal. She wrote, "He will come. The son of my blood, raised in my shadow, will destroy what I built to silence what he cannot understand." And he did. Thutmose III, her stepson and once ally, ordered her name and image chiseled from every monument. Her statues were shattered, her story twisted. Until now, modern scans of her remains reveal something else long suspected but never confirmed. Hatshepsut may have been poisoned. Traces of a rare resin laced with arsenic were found in her hair follicles, suggesting a slow, ceremonial killing disguised as natural illness. A royal assassination, ordered not by an enemy, but from within. And still, she speaks. From her hidden writings to the architecture that still defies time, Hatshepsut's voice rises again in 2025, not as a pharaoh masked in male attire, but as a woman of immense intellect, bold desires, and unshakable will. She ruled like a god, loved like a rebel, and died like a secret. Now uncovered, her story demands to be known. Because history didn't forget Hatshepsut, it buried her. And she is rising.